on the cards is sure to have a positive jolt. But one wrong move will make the audience revolt. On Card Sharks! And here's your host of Card Sharks, the master of the cards himself, Jose Cazares. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into another exciting edition of Card Sharks here on Sleepy Time Studios on the MVG Network. We're glad to have you here with us once again. Well, if you were not with us on our last show, we may have by far have had one of the worst episodes in terms of the money cards, because we only gave away $500 on the money cards on our last show, which is now a new historic low, but you know what they say, it can only get better from here. However, our current champion, Chris Chambers, is not able to be here with us for this first game, but he will be with us for our second. So for now, we got two new players, and we're going to be crowning an interim champion to determine who will face Chris in the next game. So let's go ahead and welcome in our two players for this first matchup. First off, we have a new competitor. We haven't had him on at all in our regular season, but we want to welcome him in. Mr. Shedrick Weatherspoon Jr., who is now Lieutenant.
Where am I? Yeah, I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Well, Lieutenant, glad to have you here with us. You used to be a sergeant, from what I remember, but now you got promoted to Lieutenant. Tell us about that.
Yes, it was a long, grueling 15-month process to get that lieutenant spot. It was a lot of struggles, but at the bitter end, through the heat, I made it, and now I have the butter bar. That's what we call it for the second lieutenant rank.
Ah, okay.
Now, yeah.
Well, in any case, congratulations for making it to that point, and as always, we appreciate your service for our wonderful country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you ready to see if you can try to become our interim champion tonight?
Absolutely. Bring on the competition. I'll make him drop harder than... Oh, I can't say that.
Yeah, careful, sir. We're trying to keep it PG here, my friend. But anyways... But anyways, I wish you the best of luck here tonight. And your opponent, he's only been here with us once thus far. So we figured we'd go ahead and bring him back for another opportunity here. The Squid Boy is back once again, Mr. Equals Peach.
Pickles.
Pickles. I love that introduction. Well, Peach, glad to have you back with us. So far on the show, you, how much did you pick up? You only picked up $500 because your first appearance was against our retired champion, Will. And unfortunately...
Oh, that's where he is.
Yeah, he actually went on to retire after he beat you.
Well, fantastic stuff. Good for him.
Yeah, well, you've got another opportunity here. Do you think that...
And another tough opponent at that.
Well, you never know, but... Do you think that this time you will get that first win for yourself?
Maybe. I have no idea. It's Card Sharks.
Well, that is true. But I bet you will certainly give it your best effort.
You know it.
Alright, well, Pete, good luck to you, and of course, good luck to both of our players. Now, we are 14 episodes into the regular season, so I'm not even going to bother explaining the rules of this game anymore. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. If you want to know how we play a little game, go watch one of the earlier episodes, folks. But with that being said, let's get started with our first round and our first high-low toss-up question. So, Shedrick, since you're in the red position, we're going to be starting with you for this first one.
All right.
All right. Shedrick, we asked 100 high school kids. When you're in your 30s, would you rather be married or single? How many of those high school kids said that they would rather be married?
And these people in their 30s, right?
I'm going to repeat it for you again. These are high school kids, and the question is, when you're in your 30s, would you rather be married or single?
Well, being that this is the current age and times and people out there fighting, I'm gonna say it might be a little bit low, 42.
That what you're going with?
Yeah, 42.
All right, he says 42 out of 100 would rather be married in their 30s. Pete's higher or lower than 42?
These are high school kids today. They've probably already learned to be as cynical as I am. Lower.
Says even lower than that. All right. The actual number of high school kids who would rather be married over being single in their 30s is 81. It is not lower.
Wow.
Yeah, you forget. You forget. The high school period is the time where more relationships are made than any other level of school.
Huh. All right, then.
Trust me, as someone who's been in high school for 4 years myself, I've seen a lot of relationships come and go, but there are a lot that have endured. And sadly, a good amount of high school students feel that way. But anyways, Cedric, you've got control of the cards first. So, let's take a look at your opening base card. You have a 6. Do you want to keep it or change it?
Change that. God.
Alright, changing the 6. It goes away, and your new base card is a 9. Oh my gosh. Moving on from that.
Lower. God.
Lower than the 9. It's a 6.
Yeah, I'm glad I changed it. Freeze. God.
And freezing it right there, taking the 1 card lead and keeping Pete away from his cards. Alright, moving on now to our second question of this round, and we are over to Pete for this one. This is going to be a good one, Pete. Here we go. We asked 100 dog owners, have you ever thrown a birthday party for your dog? How many admitted that they had?
All of them. I'm kidding. A lot of these people are really gonna like their dogs. And I can see them liking them that much that they'd throw a party. So I'm gonna go a pretty high number, 64.
Alright, he says
dogs.
Yep, they're dogs, yes. Yes, alright, so he says 64. Cedric, higher or lower than 64?
Some dog owners. I'm gonna say a little bit less. Lower.
Says lower than that. Alright, the actual number of dog owners who have thrown a birthday party for their dog is 43. It is lower.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, they're dedicated, but not a good amount. I think a decent amount are that dedicated. Cedric, you've got control, and you have that 6.
Change it again.
Alright, the 6 goes away, and we will replace it with an 8. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll say higher.
Higher than the 8? It's a 9.
Please.
Taking it one step at a time. Now has a 2 card advantage, and once again keeping Pete away from his cards. Alright, moving swiftly along to our third question, and this one goes back to the lieutenant. Well now. Alright, Cedric, we asked 100 cosmetologists, do you wear sunscreen every day? How many of those cosmetologists said that they do wear sunscreen daily?
I mean, if you have like a skin condition that causes you to get sunburnt easily, I would think it's a high number, but most times I see people wear sunscreen be like in the beach or anywhere else. I'm gonna say 37.
Alright, 37 out of 100. Pete's higher or lower than 37?
These cosmetologists have to have like ordinary lives that don't involve like going to the beach every single day. So I'm gonna say it's lower.
It's even lower than that. Alright. The actual number of cosmetologists who do wear sunscreen every day is 60. It is not lower.
Huh.
must be really concerned about their skin there. I mean, they're cosmetologists for crying out loud, but... Alright, Shedrick, you have that 9.
Not no more. Change that. Come on, give me an ace or a deuce or something.
Come on, let's see if we can finally give one to him. We replaced the 9 with a 10. Wow.
Boy, these change cards suck. Anywho, lower.
Lower than the 10. It's a 7.
Higher. I'm taking a chance.
He's going for it to pick up game number 1. Higher than the 7. It's a king. He's got it.
There we go.
Nicely done there, Shedrick. You pick up $1,000 for winning that first round, and you are up 1-0. Well done. Now, Peach, this is only 1 round, so you can get yourself right into this game. Alright, but with that being said, let's go ahead and get the board ready as we get to our second round. Alright, this time around, our first question will go to our challenger for round 2. So, Peach, this first one goes to you. I think we're going to have a field day with this one. Peach, we asked 100 flight attendants, have you ever caught passengers joining the Mile High Club on an airplane? How many said that they had?
Oh my gosh. Joining the Mile High Club on an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I don't know where to begin with this one, so I'm just going to say 20. I'm not even going to touch it. 20.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're not going to deviate into a rant or an explanation or anything like that. You're just going to give me the answer. I don't blame you for that, but alright. He says 20. Shedrick, higher or lower than 20?
Higher. You know they're doing stuff up there. Maybe even the...
No, I don't.
Jeez. No, not you, Peach. I'm talking about the flight attendants. Jesus. Jeez, man.
Alright, he says higher. So, the actual number of flight attendants who have ever caught passengers joining the Mile High Club on a plane is...
Show me over 50.
79. It is way higher.
Oh my god.
Yep, as Cedric said, that you don't know what they'll do, but they will do anything to get there.
Yeah, they're getting high, mile high. Don't matter. They get that thrill somehow.
Alright, well, Cedric, you've got control of the cards once again. Here's your base card. It's a 5.
Okay. Higher. I can work with that.
Higher than the 5, it's an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace, it's a 6.
Higher. I'm taking a chance.
Playing it higher than the 6. Oh no, it's another 6.
Well, I should have stayed.
Losing all 3 cards, going back to the 5. And Peach finally gets to touch his cards because he gets a free chance to play off his base card of an ace.
Oh boy. Let's go higher. No, I'm kidding. Lower.
Well, hey, Pete, I was about to say, when that ace came up, I was about to ask. I bet that was worth the wait. Alright, lower than the ace. It's a jack.
Lower again. What the heck?
Lower than the jack, it's a 7.
Okay, freeze.
And freezing it right there, and now Peach has a 2-card advantage over Shedrick.
Jeez.
Things may turn around here real quickly, but... on to our second question, and we are back to Shedrick for this one.
Alrighty.
Huh. Okay, this one's interesting. Cedric, we asked 100 first graders, should Captain America be president? How many of those first graders said that Captain America should be president?
75.
75 out of 100, alright. Peach, higher or lower than 75?
Captain America is not Superman in any way, shape, or form, and all those Captain America movies, they're too young to be... they should be too young. They shouldn't be watching them, so they should have no idea who he is. Lower.
This is lower than that, alright. The actual number of first graders who do... let me try this again. The actual number of first graders who do believe that Captain America should be president is... 63. It is slightly lower.
Ah, went too high. I went too high. Should've
All
went
right.
50s.
So, Pete, you finally get control, and you have that 7.
I don't want that 7 anymore. Change it, please.
All right, the 7 goes away, and we are going to replace it with a 6. A little better.
Well, not much better, but I think I can do something with it. Let's go. Gotta go higher.
Higher than the 6. Oh, it's another 6. My goodness.
Now you know how I felt.
Well, no progress made there, and that means Chandra gets a free chance to play off the 5.
Higher.
Higher than the 5, it's an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace, another 5.
Freeze. I learned my lesson if I freeze.
All right, freezing it right there, and that ties up this round. Both players needing only 2 cards to pick up the win. All right, on to our third question, and we are back to Pete for this one. All right, Pete, we have a special kind of question for this one. It's another one of our player percentages questions. So the answer is going to be a percentage. Here it is. Pete, as we know, 1996 was a banner year for music. But what we want to know, what percent of 1996, the entire year of 1996, was the song Macarena #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart? If you need me to repeat it, I will.
I think I can figure this out. 25. I'm gonna say 25.
He says 25%. All right. Shedrick, higher or lower than 25%?
Can you repeat the question?
I will do so. All right. 1996 was a banner year for music. What percent of that year was the song Macarena #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart?
I'm gonna say higher than 25%.
He says higher than that. All right, the actual percentage of 1996 that Macarena was #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart is 27%. It is higher, but man, Pete, you were off of that number by 2, my friend. That has got to hurt.
Oh, I thought I knew the exact number of weeks that it was at #1. So
Well, no, keep in mind, I didn't ask for number of weeks. Remember, this
I understand that.
for player percentages, we're looking for a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But you were still, even with that, you were still in the vicinity. But anyways, Shedrick gets control, and you have that 5.
I'm gonna keep that 5. It's a good card, and I'm gonna say higher.
Higher than the 5? Oh no, it's a 3!
Mostly.
Oh, no progress made there, and that means Pete gets a free chance to play off the 6.
Man, I gotta make a move higher.
Higher than the 6, it's a 7.
Higher again. We're going for it.
He's going for it. All right, to tie up the match. Higher than the 7. It's a 9. We have a tie game. Oh, my goodness. Well, Pete, like I told you, when Cedric won round 1, you can get yourself right into this game, and that is exactly what you've done. You have tied up the match at 1 apiece.
All right, we're getting it.
But now, all ties are meant to be broken, and we're going to have to decide this match through a tiebreaker, so let's go ahead and get the board ready for it. Of course, as you can see, gentlemen, 3 cards and only 1 question. The player playing the red cards always gets the question, so Shedrick, this one's going to go to you.
Alright.
Shedrick, we asked 100 dads. Have you ever used your kid's name as an internet password? How many of those dads said that they had?
50.
He's pulling the trap card with 50. Pete's higher or lower than 50?
I think people are stupid and can't resist doing that kind of thing with their passwords. Higher.
Says higher than that. Alright, for all important control, the actual number of dads who have used their kid's name as an internet password is 63. It is higher.
Dang it.
Alright, Pete, you are going to have the decision. So, of course, I'm going to start by showing you both of your base cards. Shedrick, has a 3. And you have a deuce.
Uh-huh.
It's up to you, Peach. Do you want to keep control or force Cedric to play off the 3?
I think I better take this myself. 3 is an awfully good card for Shedrick, but I like my 2 a lot better.
Alright, you are going to play it yourself. Good luck to you. And you can change that deuce if you want to, but I highly doubt you would.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
Alright, go ahead and call
Higher
it.
than the deuce.
Higher than the 2? It's a 3.
Okay. Higher than the 3.
To become our interim champion. Higher than the 3. It's a jack. We have an interim champion. Nicely done, Peach. You finally picked up your first win of the season, coming back from behind to overtake Cedric. You are going to be playing the money cards in just a moment. And you picked up another $1,000 for winning this round, so when we add that to the 500 you've accumulated from your last appearance, you now have 1 win and $2,500. Cedric, you gave it a valiant effort there, sir. I mean, I don't blame you for going 50 on that last question there, but at the end of the day, it just did not work out for you. But you still have fun with us.
Yeah, I did. At least I won 1 match. 1 game, I should say. My apologies.
Well, yeah, you did win 1 round, and we're gonna let you keep the 1,000 that you did pick up. And there's still time in the regular season, so we hopefully look forward to having you back on a future episode.
Now it's time for my road to redemption. Jesus.
All right, but in any case, that is Cedric Weathersmith, everybody, and Pete, you finally done it. You picked up your first win.
How about the apples?
All right. 2,500 for your total so far, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, you're gonna be playing the money cards for your very first time to see how much money you can add to that total. We'll be right back after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're here with our new interim champion, Equals Peach, who finally picked up his first win of the regular season, coming back from behind to overtake it. So Peach, so far you've got 2,500 for your season total, but I bet you want to win a whole lot more than that.
Man, I'd seriously like that.
Alright, let's go ahead and give you an opportunity to do so as you play the money cards for your very first time. Now, you've seen how this game works, so we're just going to go ahead and go right into it. Here is your $200 of betting money to start, and let's take a look at what your opening base card is. You start out with a 7.
Bad card. Change it to number 3.
Alright, using the 1 change per row he's entitled to, the 7 goes away, and we replace it with a 9. Wow. Gonna have to call this one.
Alright. Well, just so I keep some money, $50 lower than the 9.
Alright, going the minimum bet. Lower than the 9. No, it's a 10, but you were right to bet low.
Go another 50 lower than the 10.
Again, going with the minimum. Lower than the 10. There you go, it's a 5. You're back up to 200.
Alright, 150 higher than the 5.
Alright, going 150 higher than the 5. It's an ace! Alright, so you now have about 350. But we move that ace up to the second level, give you another $400. You have $750 and a card that you cannot lose on.
How much should I bet? All 750 lower than the ace.
Hey, I gotta ask because that's part of my job. All right, but all 750 lower than the ace. It's a jack. You're up to 1,500 now.
All right, we're doing it. 1,000 lower than the jack.
$1,000 lower than the jack. No, it's a queen. But hey, you still have $500 that you left in there, and you have that queen.
That's a lot of high cards back to back to back. So I'll go all of it lower.
It's playing risky. All right, $500 lower than the queen. It's a deuce. All right, Peach, we move that deuce up to the top row. You have $1,000. You're gonna need to bet at least 500, but you can bet more, and you can change it, but I doubt you'd want to.
This is the card I can't lose on. Just like with the ace, all of it higher.
Yep, you cannot lose on this card, so you'll either have 1,000 or 2,000. If this next card is higher than the deuce, it's a $2,000. Already, we have given away more than we had given away in the money cards on our last episode. Nicely done, Pete. That's another $2,000, and when we add that to your total, you now go up to $4,500 for your interim championship total. Well, we're slowly making a comeback to giving away more money here on the money cards, but Pete, how you feeling right now?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Pretty rough, pretty rough in the middle there, but you were able to come back from it. But we got a very exciting matchup for you after this commercial break, because when we come back, Pete will be taking on our overall champion to see who will claim the overall championship. We'll be back right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're back here with our interim champion, Pete, who picked up $2,000 in the money cards. And slowly but surely, we're giving away more money on the money cards after having a bad losing streak. But, Pete, you are up against now our overall champion. Ready to meet him?
I'm ready.
Alright, let's welcome back our overall champion. So far in his championship run, he has picked up $7,500 and 2 wins under his belt. Hoping to pick up his third tonight, we welcome back Chris Chambers.
Hello, everybody.
Glad to have you back with us, Chris. You were not able to be with us on our first game due to personal matters. But here you are now. You're up against our interim champion, Peach. I've got a good feeling that this is going to be a very good matchup. How are you feeling going into this?
It's going to be a good match also, Jose.
Sorry, Peach was talking over here. What was that, Chris?
I think it's going to be a very good match also.
Alright, well, I wish the both of you the best of luck. We've got a Battle of the Champions about to unfold right now, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Since Chris is the overall champion, he'll be playing with the red cards, and Peach will stay where he is with the blue since he's interim.
Okay.
First question of the first round, Chris, this first one goes to you. Okay. This is another one of our special questions. This is not a player percentages, though. This one is an educated guess question.
Okay.
Sort of. Chris, according to a survey by Mattress Advisor, how many nights does the average person sleep on their bed sheets before washing them?
Can you repeat the question, please? I'm sorry.
Oh, sure, okay. According to a survey by Mattress Advisor, how many nights does the average person sleep on their bed sheets before washing them?
I say 12.
12 nights. All right. Peach, higher or lower than 12?
Well, I think the responsible thing to do would be to wash them every week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure which it is.
Depends.
Definitely. I'm going to say a little higher, though.
Says higher than that. All right. On average, the actual number of nights that a person sleeps on their bed sheets before washing them is 24. It is higher.
Oh.
Wow, that long, huh? Alright, so, Peach, you've got control of the cards first. Let's see what your opening base card is. You have a 3.
I like that. I like that. So we're going to go higher.
Higher than the 3. It's a 9.
We're going to freeze.
Alright, freezing it right there, taking the 1 card advantage and keeping Chris away from his cards. And that now brings us to our second question, and we are over to Peach for this one. Peach, we asked 100 ministers, have you ever officiated a wedding that was interrupted by someone saying, I object? How many said that they had?
Objection.
Overruled.
Ramen, no.
Oh man, I'm not sure what to think about this because these ministers have had to have officiated a lot of weddings. Although I feel like, with that in mind, I think it's very possible that at some point they've seen someone object. So I'm gonna go 40.
All right, he says 40 out of 100 have officiated a wedding like this. Chris, higher or lower than 40?
Hope it's a little higher.
He's higher than that. All right, the actual number of ministers who have officiated a wedding that was interrupted by someone saying, I object, is 33. It is not higher.
All right.
All right, Pete, you've got control, and you have that 9.
I'm gonna need to change it. It's not looking very good for me.
All right, the 9 goes away, and we're going to replace it with a jack.
All right, a little better. We're gonna go lower.
Lower than the jack? Oh, no, it's an ace. No progress made there, and that means Chris gets a free chance to play off his base card of a deuce.
Here, please.
Higher than the deuce. Oh, no, it's another
Are you kidding me?
deuce. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow, that is brutal. Chris, I'm sorry, but nobody makes any progress there. Yeah, even with that, the card's still decided 9. But anyways, on to our third question, and this one goes to Chris. Oh boy. Chris, we asked 100 married people, have you ever gotten into a serious fight over the TV remote? As my voice cracks when I say that, how many admitted that they had?
I'll say 55 people have. 5.
55 out of 100, alright. Pete's higher or lower than 55?
Well, I know everybody watches TV, and I know everybody has different interests. I'm thinking it's somehow a little higher.
It's higher than that. Alright. The actual number of married people who have gotten into a serious fight over the TV remote is 17. It is not higher.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta understand, these are married people, so they don't think that it's worth the extra level of argument just for a simple object like the remote. But anyways, Chris, you have control and you have that deuce.
Here, please.
Higher than the deuce? Come on. There you go, it's a 7.
I'm going to play and go higher.
He's risking it higher than the 7. It's a 9.
I'm going to freeze.
Freezing it right there, and now Chris has a 1-card advantage over Pete. He only needs 2. And that now puts us at a very interesting situation as we are now at our 4th and final question. It is sudden death, so of course somebody's got to win on this next play of the cards, and the question goes to Peach. Alright, Peach, listen carefully. We asked 100 Alaskan men. Again, these are Alaskan men. Have you ever had to change plans because of a bear? How many said that they had?
Because of a bear.
Remember, these are Alaskan men.
15.
It says 15 out of 100. Chris, higher or lower than 15?
Say a little higher.
It says higher than that. Alright, for all important control, the actual number of Alaskan men who have had to change plans because of a bear is 54. It is higher. Remember, they live in Alaska, for crying out loud, so...
Yeah, but still, bears.
Well, they thrive in Alaska. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be grizzlies. Like, I mean, they could be polar bears, for crying out loud. But anyways. Alright, Chris, you've got the decision. Now, you have a 9 that you can change, and you would have to correctly call 2 cards. Pete has a jack that he cannot change, and he would have to call 3 cards correctly. Do you want to keep control yourself or pass to Peach?
You can have it.
You're going to pass.
Yes.
All right, Peach, you've got that jack. You're going to have to call these 3 cards correctly. One wrong move, and the overall champ takes game 1.
I think I would have done the same thing. I'm going to go lower than the jack.
Lower than the jack, it's a deuce.
Higher.
Higher than the 2, it's a 4.
Higher.
To pick up game number 1. Higher than the 4. No, it's a deuce. Chris wins.
Oh my gosh.
There were 3 cards in that deck that could have hurt Peach, and unfortunately hit one of them, and that means Chris takes game number 1.
Ouch.
Amazing.
Alright, Chris, you pick up another $1,000 for winning that first round. But Peach, you've overcome this deficit before. You could very well do it again.
I'll certainly give it my best shot.
Alright, with that said, let's go ahead and get the board ready for our second round. Alright, second round, and our first question goes to Peach. Alright, Peach, we asked 100 tattoo artists. Have you ever messed up a tattoo and just kept quiet about it? How many admitted that they had?
And just kept quiet about it? That's bad business practice, man. I'm going to say 20.
Says 20. Alright. Chris, higher or lower than 20?
A little higher, please.
Says higher than that. Alright, the actual number of tattoo artists who have messed up a tattoo and just didn't say anything about it is 45. It is higher. Well, it would tend that I would believe that would be a common mistake, considering that stuff is a delicate art. But anyways, Chris, you've got control first. Let's see what your opening base card is. It's a 6.
Change it, please.
Changing the 6, it goes away, and we're going to replace it with a king.
4, please.
Lower than the king. It's a 3.
2, please.
Higher than the 3. It's a 5.
Higher, please.
Playing on, higher than the 5. It's a 10.
And what I'm gonna go for, I'm gonna go lower.
He's got guts, folks. To remain the overall champion and pick up his 3rd win. Lower than the 10. No, it's a king! Oh, Chris, I am sorry, but you are going to have to lose all 4 of those cards and go right back to the beginning. And Pete gets to breathe a sigh of relief as he catches a lucky break, and he gets a free chance to play off his base card of a 10.
Only that base card were a lucky card, but I'm still going to go lower.
Lower than the 10, it's an 8.
I think I better freeze.
And freezing it right there, taking the 1 card advantage. Alright, second question, and we go to Chris for this one. Chris, we asked 100 people, if NASA offered a free trip to the moon, would you go? How many said that they would go?
55 people would go.
How many?
55.
25?
35.
35, alright. 35 out of 100 would go on that free moon trip. Peach, higher or lower than 35?
Well, it's a chance of a lifetime for those people, right? So I'm not like other people, but I think other people would take that chance. I would go higher.
It says higher than that. The actual number of people who have NASA offered them a free trip to the moon they would go is 43. It is higher. Only slightly, though. Alright. Pete, you have that 8.
Get rid of it. No mas.
Get it out of here. The 8 goes away, and we replace it with a 10.
Another 10, huh? Well, we gotta go lower.
Lower than the 10, it's a 4.
I think I better go higher.
Higher than the 4, it's a jack.
Ooh, I think I better freeze.
Freezing it right there, needing only 1 card to tie up the match. Alright. Moving on now to our 3rd question, and Peach, this one goes to you. Peach, we asked 100 cat lovers. Does your cat have its own social media account? How many said yes?
I know I've seen a couple of pets have their own social media accounts. But the question is, how many of them? I've seen it. It's definitely not out of the question, but I really don't think those people are that, like, in that vein, you know? I'm gonna say 20.
He says 20 out of 100. All right. Chris, higher or lower than 20?
I think it's a little higher.
Says higher than that. All right. The actual number of cat lovers whose cats do have their own social media account is 10 of them. It is not higher. All right, Peach, you've got control once again, and you have that jack.
Oh man, I'm in a bit of a pickle on what to do with that jack. I mean, it's a high card, but it's not really that high, you know?
Up to you, though. Keep it or change it.
I think I better keep it. I'm gonna play lower.
All right, gonna keep it to tie up the match. Lower than the jack. No, it's an ace! What the hell? What happened there?
I don't know, I think you removed looks like you removed a card that I had earned. Had frozen in place, you know?
Well, anyways, you already passed that mark, so we don't have to worry about that. But that means
Thank God for that.
But Chris gets a free chance to play off the king.
Lower, please.
Lower than the king. It's a 6.
I'm gonna go higher.
Higher than the 6. No, it's a deuce.
Gosh.
Oh my goodness. And that's now going to put us in another interesting situation as we are once again at our 4th and final question. Once again, it's sudden death, and Chris, the question is yours. We asked 100 high school seniors, would you go to the prom with someone your best friend has a crush on? How many said that they would?
I'll say 50.
Going up the middle?
50, yes.
He's pulling the trap card of 50. Peach, higher or lower than 50?
Oh my god. Like, I can imagine if I were one of those people, I'd be devastated to find out that my crush went on a... I'd be devastated, and I think that would kind of be an evil thing for that guy to do. So I'm going to say lower.
Says lower than that. Alright, for all important control, the actual number of high school seniors who would go to the prom with someone their best friend has a crush on is 42. It is lower.
Wow.
Just a little.
Alright, Peach, the decision is yours. You have a jack, Chris has a king, you need 1 card, he needs all 4. What
Chris
are
is
you
gonna
going to do?
Chris is gonna have to run the board if he wants to win this game.
Alright, Chris, you've got to call these 4 cards, you got to sweep it. 1 wrong move and we have a tie game.
Lower, please.
Lower than the king. It's another king! We have a tie game! Oh my goodness! Once again, the person in control defying the odds, and just like that, Peach has tied up the match. Alright, but we are running short on time here, so we're going to have to go right to the tiebreaker. And Chris, this question is yours. Here it is. We asked 100 married men, is your wife smarter than you? How many said yes?
50.
He's doing it again. Peach, higher or lower than 50?
If I ever got married, I already know my wife would be 100% smarter than me. But again, I'm not like other people. Higher.
Says higher than that. The actual number of married men who say that their wife is smarter than them is 36. It is not higher. Chris, you've got the decision. Here's your base cards. Peach has an 8, and you have a 4. Keep or pass?
Each have it.
Alright, Peach, you've got to call off this say correctly.
And
Good
you know
luck.
what? I just realized I had a slip of the tongue there. I meant to go the other one, but it's behind me. What can I do? I gotta go higher.
Higher than the 8. No, it's a 3. Chris remains the overall champion and picks up his 3rd win.
Well done, Chris.
Game Paige.
Nicely done there, Chris. You give me another $1,000, and you now have 3 wins under your belt and a total of $9,500. You're going to go back to the money cards in just a moment. Well, Peach, unfortunately, that's unfortunately what happens with the slip of the tongue. You say one thing when you meant to say the other, and unfortunately, it ended up costing you the game. But you still have fun with us regardless.
Yeah, that little blunder was my fault, and I take full accountability for it. But other than that, yeah, I had a lot of fun. That was a game well played. Chris, good luck with those money cards.
Thank you, Paige. Appreciate it.
All right, well, Pete, you're definitely not leaving out of here empty-handed. We will let you keep that money that you picked up. You have and you leave us here with $5,500.
All right.
And we hopefully look forward to having you back on a future show.
I'd certainly like that. Thanks for having me, Jose.
All right, not a problem. That is Equals Peach, everybody, and we're going to take a quick commercial break here, but when we come back, Chris is going to have one final attempt. Here are the money cards before we end off our program. We'll be right back after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're here with our overall champion now, Chris Chambers, who picked up his 3rd win and has a total so far of $9,500. But now, Chris, it's time for you to get some revenge, because so far in the money cards, you have only picked up $500. You ready to try to add more to it?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get to the money cards then. Here's your $200. We're just going to get right into it. Here's your base card. We start out with a queen.
$100 Lowell.
How much?
100.
Going half.
Yes, half.
All right, half, $100, lower than the queen. It's a deuce. You're up to $300.
Above it higher.
Cannot lose on this one. $300, higher than the 2. It's a jack. You're up to $600 now.
Half of it Lowell.
Going half again, $300, lower than the jack. It's a 3. You're up to $900. We move that 3 up to the second row, give you another $400. You're up to $1,300 now with a 3.
$1,200 higher.
$1,200, you said?
Yes.
A big bet here, $1,200, higher than the 3. It's an ace. You're up to $2,500 now.
Above it Lowell.
All $2,500. Cannot lose on this one either. Lower than the ace. It's a 9. You're up to $5,000.
Ain't you? It's number 1, please.
Number 1?
Number 1.
All right, changing it. The 9 goes away, and we will replace it with a jack.
Half of it Lowell. 25 Lowell.
Going half of it, $2,500. Lower than the jack. No, it's a king! But you were right not to bet at all. We move that king up to the top row, $2,500. You've got to bet at least $1,250. But you can bet more. What's your big bet on this king?
After what happened last week, I'm going to go half of it Lowell.
All right, going half of it. So you'll either have $1,250 or $3,750. If this next card is lower than the king, it's a queen. He's done at $3,750.
Last time.
There you go, Chris. You finally managed to get a decent payday for yourself. We go ahead and we add that $3,750 to what you picked up earlier. And you have hit the 5-figure land with a new total of $13,250.
Awesome.
But well done to you, Chris. And hopefully when we see you on our next show, because if you win you were hopefully going to be playing 2 more games, and if you win them both, you'll become our 2nd retired champion.
Deal.
But we look forward to seeing you then. But folks, we are all out of time here for this installment of Card Sharks. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, when we see Chris back here as he looks to defend his title and potentially retire, I'm Jose Casitas. For all of us here at Sleepy Time Studios and the MVG Networks, we'll see you next time for more of Card Sharks. Good night, everybody.